Welcome back to the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So today is another video of having the 62 here and working on moving some stuff back. So last video was having the dump trailer here and the little tractor. So with that, not able to push a lot of this back very far, and really this needs to be opened up. Today out here with the 62, doing some cleanup. So I'm out here at the green hole right now, got the backhoe going. So we have the small spot where we've been putting stuff and it's getting pretty full. So I'm gonna open it up, have some dirt and a few trees. Get the trees pushed out, get the dirt moved over. There's kind of a low spot here. Get it kind of leveled out so that we can expand this. So we have what we've been cleaning up still to get done. There's a dead tree kind of there in the yard area that we want to get down, and then there's a maple tree that split out. It's been down for a few months now, so we want to get it cleaned up. It's pretty big. I mean, the base of it's probably 48 inches, so the split out part 20 to 30 inches still. So we want to get that cleaned up while we have the 62 here. So have more things to do than we're gonna have time, but have some things on the docket. So gonna get started on getting this opened up so we can haul more stuff back. This have quite a bit of kind of time lapse of, just because it takes a while to get all this dirt moved, but kind of get all this loosened up. Again, there's a lot of sandstone in this as well, so I get what I can kind of broken up and then use the tractor to try to move a little bit more dirt at a time. There's this little bit of a hole to my left, get it filled in, and kind of get it just a bigger open spot you can work in. But really just trying to dig all this out so we can get into this ravine where we can store more brush. So I have a couple of trees that I pushed down and they kind of fell across, so have him cut off the stump just so that I can get to those, and then he kind of cuts it down a little bit more so it falls further into the ravine and doesn't hold up stuff that we want to put on top of it. With it cut up, I can then kind of manipulate it a little bit more to kind of get it to lay down in further. While he's down there, he goes ahead and cuts that one down too, just so that we can kind of continue to expand this and not have to work around that tree. So once I kind of get it opened up a little bit, I can start making a ramp to kind of go down into the hole here. Basically, if I can kind of create that ramp, I can get it so that I can put stuff in the very bottom to begin with and be able to push stuff further back. So I have a pretty big stump there that we had to hold back previously. And once I kind of get a little bit of this ramp created, I can then start moving some of the brush that wasn't really in the hole there down into it, and I can kind of get it a little bit started and then use the backhoe to kind of then start rolling it back. And this is all stuff that we'd moved with the little tractor that didn't really get in there and it couldn't push it very far back. So just kind of getting some of it disturbed and get what I can picked up and moved. And kind of trying to open this up. So here's that little bit of a hole I was talking about, just kind of getting it smoothed out. Get some of that dirt moved, and then here you can see once I have kind of a pile there, I can use the backhoe to start to push it back and get it a little bit further away. And while I'm going, so I kind of have that path hooking back around, but I want to open it up to the left here, so just take some of this dirt, start opening that up so I can kind of get stuff to the left and maneuver a little bit more. So I have a pretty good steep incline on this path going down, so I kind of move a little bit of that dirt so I can turn around and try to push up the hill to do this right here to kind of lessen that. But once I kind of have that complete, it goes ahead and had a little bit that we put in there, so go ahead and start pushing this in. Had some weird colored degradation stuff here and some noise, so I'm not sure why the camera did that. Gonna go up front. I think he's got the dead red oak that was in the yard. I think he has it on the ground and cut up. I'm gonna see whether it's actually worth anything, or if it's just gonna bring it back here. If it's too doty, then won't mess with it. We have lots of other wood that is really good. So check it out. And then we have stuff that we drug up and kind of just put in the home site with the B2150 last time. So gonna go ahead and get it moved down to the wood yard, just using the grapple, get it down there, so it's out of the way for like turning the truck and stuff around. So I'm gonna go do that next, and once we get those things done, probably try to clean up the area that we were working last time with the 2150, get it finished up. There's like 2 trees left, and just a lot of brush and stuff, so I'll be able to take the grapple, sweep it along, get a lot of that stuff collected up, and not have to do it all by hand. So I'll do that, and then if once we get all that done, depending on the time, maybe start working on that maple that I mentioned. I had the big split out. Start getting some of that taken care of so that we can use, it's kind of behind the wood yard. It's kind of eventually where I want where I envision the sawmill and firewood stuff being. So it's kind of back in that area. Not currently being used, but it'd be nice to get it cleaned up. And anyway, it's where I envision that all being. It's in a pretty good location where it'll be away from the house, so you won't have all that noise. It's shielded from the road, just with trees and stuff, so that's nice. And it's a nice flat location, so putting stuff on the mill will be easy. And then figure to have like the sawmill and then the wood yard kind of over a little bit, just because all the scrap from the sawmill will go to the firewood, and then kind of have it more systematically set up. And it being flat there is a real benefit at the home site. You know, everything's kind of on a slant, and we've had to build up a lot or pour extra concrete and things like that. So it being flat to begin with will help a ton. So anyway, future plans, but I'll go get up and start moving trees around and getting the dump trailer filled back up so we can bring it back here and start dumping again. So this is the top of that red oak that we had taken down that fell into the woods there to my left. So because it's red oak, even the smaller pieces there make really good firewood. So go ahead and just save those and put those in kind of the firewood pile, just so we can hold on to it. And the people we know that burn some firewood like kind of the smaller pieces to handle, so that'll be good for them in particular, and it's just really good wood. I have a little bit more brush that was down there where we dropped that tree, part of a dead one, and then just some brush that we collected. So go ahead and get that picked up as well. That one tree that's there was completely hollow, so go ahead and get it picked up, and it's just worth going into the green hole. And then some of this area, there's some more stuff there, so go ahead and just use the grapple. Instead of having to pick that all up by hand, you can kind of just use the grapple to drive along, get some of it picked up, and clean up that area rather quickly than like what we did with the 2150. So then I drove around and went around to the wood yard, the back side of it. So basically went through, inspected what we were going to have with that maple. So then came up, picked up one of the pieces of the dead tree that he put down, and then go ahead and bring the trailer back that was full. Go ahead and get it dumped before starting on that maple, just so that I have some place to put brush once we start cleaning that up. So that was kind of the jump there. I talked to Dad, decided that to clean up that maple we need the truck down there, and it was already full of brush. So have a little bit I need to get by here, and last time whenever I had the otter here, pulling logs off of the trailer. Kind of had them all over the place here, so I get those picked up and just put into the pile, and that maple is back behind there. So kind of get these picked up and just put in. We need to do a little bit more sorting of kind of what's firewood versus what's on the sawmill, but I can kind of go through, and then he's already started kind of limbing out the top. So I get some of this picked up. It's pretty dead. It's been down for a little while now. I don't remember which storm kind of took it out, but go through, and this is just a limb or half the tree that split out, that fell out. So go ahead and get this picked up and then kind of sort out. There's some pretty good firewood in this. So try to sort out what's going to be firewood versus what we're just going to limb out and put in the green hole. So help them get a little bit more of a pile going here. It's one of those have a fair amount of grass that has grown up around this. It's been down since at least probably the winter, and then all the grass has just been growing up around it. So here you can see the left hand side is what split out, and that's what's laying down over there, and then that's the base of the tree, and then there's the other half. The other half does start to have a hole in it, so it's going to fall eventually. We may try to take it down so it kind of comes down how we want, but it's fair size and got a pretty good lean, so I think it's going to kind of go where it wants, and we may just let it go when it's ready. So we have that walk behind mower here. He goes ahead and gets it turned on just so we can kind of see what we're doing, and then this is the top part of that tree that split out. So we'll continue getting it cleaned up and getting picked up and see what's worth anything. There's a big section there that could be worth the sawmill, but as we get into it, we find out it's not very good. So I have another little tree there that had kind of gotten clipped by this maple. It was leaning heavily and wasn't uprooted yet, but we go ahead and that's kind of the greenery you see that we pulled out. Then getting some of this out, so that was one piece there where kind of the split started to happen. You can see there's a big hole in the end of that. So that's why all of this is going to the green hole, because there's a big hole and has a lot of water in it. So I try to get moved around here to where I can pull some of this out, and we're trying to determine what's still good and what's not. So we have the section there to the left that's still decent firewood, but then a big hole. And this, try to get it pulled out of here, and there's just water pouring out of it whenever he tries to cut that. So try to cut in a couple different spots, but it's just very rotten, and isn't even worth firewood at this point. So had one section there that was okay, but then all of this just needs to go back in the green hole. And working on kind of just getting the trailer filled up, because of that big section. Instead of putting in the trailer, I'll just carry back. So we have the other part of that dead tree that I went ahead and put in, and then he has a ash, I believe, that had fallen back that path that we kind of have that hooks around. So go ahead and just get it pulled out. So I kind of get it oriented so we can get a cable on it, and then just pull those out while we're kind of working in that area. that section of ash has been down for a while, so it's not really worth a whole lot. So go ahead and just put it in the green hole, or the trailer to go to the green hole. And then take this and then kind of show you up close what it looks like. So this is that maple tree, so you can see it's pretty rotten. The top part of it wasn't too bad, and we have a couple sections back there that we're able to salvage, but big part of this obviously had a hole in it and it was just pouring water. The still big piece that's standing there has a hole in the bottom, so it's just a matter of time before it falls. It'd be nice to get to it sooner rather than later, so that if there is any good section of that we could mill or do something with, then you know, we could do that. But have that area back there cleaned up. He's doing just a little bit of mowing here, kind of between the drive and where it goes out. Have another load to take back to the green hole, so getting some of this cleaned up. Have just those two pieces to move up, and then we still have the red oak. I put one piece in there from the top, and then we still have part of the bottom that may be good, so looking at that next. And then already got that area over there cleaned up, so getting a lot of things checked up our list, and making good progress today on kind of some stuff we want to get done. So I think after we get that red oak looked at and get this done, probably look at maybe doing line of sight for our 1,000 path, see if there's any trees there we need to drop while we have the 62 here and can get them pulled out. So that may be what we're looking at next. So go ahead and come back and finish getting some of this wood. So here I'm just kind of cleaning out a spot because I know I have these two pieces of wood that are good, and I don't want to put them in the pile to kind of mess up the stacking. So I go ahead and just kind of put them here to the side, and we'll pick those up at a later date. Here we kind of evaluate this, and it's pretty rough. So go ahead and take this section back. And then I have that other section of the maple that I didn't get in, so I go ahead and pick it up and take it and put it as far back as I can. And then this section here of that red oak is still pretty good, so go ahead and hold on to it. So the other thing we want to do while we have the 62 here is load up the trailer with logs to take back to the homestead. So these are ones that we want to mill up, and looking at red oak specifically because that's kind of what we want to use for the picnic shelter, because that's what we have a lot of. So go ahead and get this loaded up and have a pretty good load there. Need to do just a little bit of situating, and also need to get the doors back on. So we set them down back here, and we just take the entire assembly off. Just for dumping purposes, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have things to catch on, and basically there's just two bolts that hold the door on and are the adjustments for the opening and closing. So you get them run in and then just adjust it to make sure you get your doors open and closed. So you need to do just a little bit of adjustment here with the logs, just so they sit down a little bit better. So you can see I kind of get that one shifted over. And with that, we're going to call it a day. So thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.